How do you build an affordable rental unit for a newly single mother in The Sims 4? Well, sit back and let me show you. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. You're watching Just a Mom That Sims. I'm KT, and I'm here today for another Sims 4 speed build. This is for Sims 4 story. So if you like to have fun and you like a good story, please consider liking, subscribing, following, commenting. Just do all the things. I am building a double rental unit, so it will be two houses, and I am building in Oasis Springs. I am using every pack that I have with no custom content. And I am specifically using the lot type residential rental from the Sims 4 rent pack. Let me give my normal disclaimer. Forgive my stumbling, bumbling ums and ahs and my slow southern United States drawl because I do not edit my voiceovers when I do casts and speed builds. Now you see that I'm building two foundations and I'm trying to get the houses the exact same size. Now once we get into the inside, there will definitely be some differences in the furnishings, but the main things will remain the same. So these will be 2 bedroom, 1 bathroom with a living area and a kitchen. There will also be an area when you first walk into the houses that I will be focusing the mudroom kit to put that part up. So I am going to get my roofs correct, and I did two and decided no, let me just do one roof and copy it over to the other. I am trying to add a little spunk, a little, pizzazz to the roofs, and I know I'm going to pull them out because I want to put some columns on this house. I'm also going to have to add on to the foundations as well because I want to have a little walking area up front. Maybe it's functional, maybe not, but I really need the space to put more columns in. Now I am using some darker swatches here because I started with this grow together paneling or siding that I really love, and then I'm looking for a brick that could accent it in black that could really make these houses pop. I don't know why I chose to build in Oasis Springs, but I can tell you now that I am using these houses for my The Secrets Between Us series. As you have seen in the last episode, Yamila spontaneously, I won't say spontaneously, I didn't direct her to divorce Austin, her husband. She did that part on her own, but it was not a spontaneous decision as she caught him cheating because she walked outside of her own house and saw him kissing his mistress. So she needs a fresh start, guys. And I think that I needed something affordable because they don't have nearly the amount of savings they should. One factor is Austin would tell you that Yamila quit her job and she is only making money painting, but she's actually starting to see some good profits. Starting meaning she's not stable in that career yet, but he did agree to that change. The biggest reason is from his military career. He had been spending a significant amount of their money to buy things for his girlfriend while he was married, Lucinda, and he was buying her jewelry, diamond rings, necklaces, but he also was giving her money as they go pretty regularly. So he really dipped into their savings a lot, and Yamila had no earthly clue that that's what was going on. As we continue to move forward with the build, I will be talking about the build as well as the story. So right now I'm selecting the windows that I want. I do have a very specific placement that I actually want for this build, and I know I want to use the black trim because that is going to make that black pop. What I really had a hard time with was finding columns for this build, but we'll come back to that. So yeah, Yamila caught her husband cheating, and now she was trying to really figure out what to do. She has an infant daughter that they have together. They had been married 8 years. They had just had their anniversary when she caught him kissing his mistress in their front yard. Yeah, she has shown up unexpectedly, but she needed to find a place to start over. Now, she was really tempted to move to Tartosa because she had visited there to get away when her and Austin had a really big argument. And she actually met a guy Niles there, and she really loves the world, and she really likes Niles, even though she fought temptation because she was married and committed to her marriage. But they do have a really good friendship at this point, but there are sparks flying. Because of that, Yamila decided she didn't want to move to a town that he was in, because she didn't want it to seem like she was moving there for him, even though she really, really loves the town of Tartosa. But she's been to Oasis Springs before, really, really likes it, and it is close in proximity to her parents in Willow Creek. So she decided Oasis Springs would do. Now, finding affordable housing was going to be hard, and that is because she is first, she quit her job to become a painter. She's making decent money, but is not steady yet. And her husband is in the military, or ex-husband now, guys. And he actually has spent a chunk of their life savings on his mistress. She had no idea. They do still have some funds left, enough for her to get out, but she wouldn't be able to flat out pay for a decent home in a decent neighborhood. So she figured that renting is going to be the best way to go this time. And she is absolutely right about it. So she actually found these houses. It will cost her a little bit to get into them because they are fully furnished. And the landlord even agreed to swap out some things since she has an infant. She will have to get like individual toys, but he's agreed to do cribs and even a toddler bed because she will be getting older soon, before we know it anyway. So it was a deal she couldn't pass up. So she did ask for a couple of weeks to get some things together. The landlord told her that he didn't want to hold it, but he does have two empty units. Because of that, he's pretty sure that if someone else comes along, he can rent out the other one without, compromising himself to wait for her. But she did sign a lease already, and she made the deposit, but she has to do the first month's rent. And really what she wanted to do was sell some more paintings, which she has sold 3 or 4, and that's enough for that, and to have some extra because she doesn't know what will be left after she leaves Austin. Now, what I'm doing here, you can see me going back and forth between the two units. Again, the furnishing will be different in the units. However, even the wallpaper on the inside, from the bathrooms to the rooms to the front room, the carpeting, that will all be identical, just like the outside of the houses are identical. Now, I will be uploading this build to the gallery. So because of that, I'm not going to do a lot of clutter. I will put some things on the dressers and shelves, not shelves, but on the dressers and nightstands, but not much. I do it that way so that when you download it, you can really customize the build the way you see fit. Again, I'm using all of the packs that I have that I think I need to use anyway. So maybe not every pack that I have, but a lot of packs. I'm not trying to narrow it down to 1 or 2 this time. So this is what we are. I am using quite a few items, it seems, from Love Struck, just because I really love to build by, and I tend to default back to it in my mind. Of course, in the one unit, I've got a crib. That is a storybook nursery crib. Even though Yamila has filed for divorce from Austin, they still have things that they have to figure out. For example, the biggest thing, they do have a daughter Kylie together. She is an infant, so they know they'll have to work out when she's spending time with Austin and how that's gonna go. Austin does have times where he's away for the military, but not a lot, because lately he has been a trainer, so he is pretty stable as far as not having to be out of the country a lot or in other worlds. But he definitely does have times where he has to go in for specific refresher training, and he does have to be gone for longer periods of time. Another problem is Jamila doesn't know what Austin's actual schedule is, because he was lying to her about having to be away sometimes when he was really spending time with his mistress, Lucinda. On the other hand, Lucinda had no idea that Austin was married, so she is really heartbroken as well, and we'll definitely be seeing her. But today's build is about Yamila. You can see that I am using the Enchanted by Nature rug in the baby's room. I am going to put a dresser and a little tiny rug in front of it with a mirror in the other house. I'm bouncing back and forth. The kitchens and the dining area will be identical, except this kitchen is from the kitchen. The kitchen. This refrigerator is from the kitchen clutter kit. I did use two different swatches of that refrigerator, but I really do want this to feel like a place that's really like home for Yamila. I don't want this to feel like a temporary spot. She doesn't know how long she's gonna be here, and she doesn't have any plans for her future romantically. Now, again, we cannot ignore the elephant in the room. It is obvious that her and Niles has chemistry or have chemistry. We know it from her perspective and from his, even though they both really, really fought temptation. But it doesn't change the fact that the feelings are there. However, Yamila is not going to want to rush into anything new, and Niles is not going to want that either because he has wanted a serious relationship. He is a little older than her. He just turned 44, and he doesn't want a temporary thing. He's had that. He's been there, done that. He is hoping that he can get married one day. He would love to have at least one child. And he really loves Kylie already. He's got experience with children from when he actually had to raise one of his cousins' children for a year. The baby was a toddler, and the mother has some addiction issues, and the father is nowhere to be found. So he actually raised that baby for a year. But thank goodness the mother was able to get herself together and get clean. And about 6 months into him having a baby, she was clean for 6 months, and the baby went home. He keeps close tabs on them, and she's been doing well now at this point in time for about 6 years. So he has some parenting experience from that situation. He knows that that's something he wants to be. Now, Niles does have some things that keeps him busy. He does have a food stand that he sells food from. He cooks a lot of different sweets and things to sell. His mother is another factor. Ella, she has suffered with depression on and off for years, and so he really likes to take care of her, and he wants her to get better. And some days she is that, and some days she's not. Some days she comes in crying, but lately she has been spending more time out at the local lounge in Tartosa. Tartosa is a very small place, but she goes there and she sings and things, even though she's not very good at it, but that's not the important part. So you can see me now trying to find just a few paintings and even window treatments. If you watch me build, you know this is not something I do often, but I would like to put at least a curtain on each bedroom, just on the side that faces the other house. Now, I probably should have done one for the side that faces the front of the house, since that is going to be the baby's room, but we can do that later. But for now, I really just wanted something, because if the people in the other house are in their kitchen, they could look directly through into the bedrooms. I made sure not to put a window on the bathrooms, because at first in the Sims 4, the Sims didn't look through windows, but a couple years ago, I noticed that they changed it to match the previous Sim installment, Sims 2 and 3, and people actually look through the windows now. So they'll get a shock sometime if your Sim is showering or using the toilet or something like that. So be aware, people. Now you see me really focused in, like I talked about, on the, what was this called? The Grange Mudroom kit. I really, really love that kit. I love the clutter in it. I love the items. And let's get ready for our walkthrough. Y'all know I like to go all the way around that bad boy in a 360. You can see the back of the houses. I did come through and spray paint the ground some with some green patches, so I'm not sure if that's translating through very well on screen though. And I put some cacti down. Let's go into the first house. We will tour both houses just because there's slight differences. the second house will be quicker. You can see our dining room kitchen. I do have a high chair in the other one, not in this one. You see our computer desk and our living room. For this house, I have a rug when you first walk into the open area, but then there's not a rug in the living room on purpose. I didn't want it to start looking too cluttered. I think it could be one or not. This is the master bedroom in the first house. We have a painting on the wall, nothing really on the dressers. This is the wine bathroom. I really like this bathroom. I don't know why. It's simple but fun. This is the second bedroom, and it was actually big enough to put a full bed in there. So I think it's great. This is going back out of our tiny hallway to our kitchen and out the front door. We're going to hop over to the second house. You can see our kitchen here. We've got a different swatch of the same painting. You see our living room is completely different. We've got a rug there, but not when you first enter the home. Maybe we could put a welcome mat there later. This is the master bedroom, completely different swatches, purple, lighter colors. While you have the same picture, our bathroom with some different colors in it with the same stuff. And this is our room built for a child or toddler or stayover guest. This completes our walkthrough. I hope you enjoyed it. And until next time, remember, keep simming, be happy, and always have a blessed day. Bye bye.